Yesterday, the People's Progressive Party organized a march and rally in East Canje to protest the proposed closing of Gaisuko sugar estates. Shanice Beckles reports.
In collaboration with the People's Progressive Party, the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, GAWU, staged a massive march and rally yesterday in relation to the closure and the privatization of sugar estates across the country. The march commenced at the Cumberland Market Square and culminated at the Adelphi Market Square, where a massive public meeting was held. During the meeting, a sugar worker from the Rosehall Estate vented his concern on the impending closure of the Rosehall Estate.
So, you see all of you stand out here and laugh and smile. What we could do when this Rosehall Estate shut down? Can somebody tell me what don't bother the Nancy story where they tell her you go Wales and Blaymont and Albion. Yeah? Me used to live over West Demerara when Lenora shut down. If they could show me one man who working at Ifort Estate who come from Lenora Estate now, me give them something. Because don't matter, let me ask you one question. From Topu and them place go back, not get nobody live. So when they shut down here, they go carry all the way to Albion. The Nancy story. And we know why you Nancy story now. Why they go say now you Blaymont? Well, but and the place on Cotton Tree, not get nobody live there. Then I got young people who are work. Anybody could remember the last budget? How much money allocated for Region 6? And you can remember Region 9 and Region 2 and them places that got more money than Region 6. How much money come to BC? Huh? And then I talk about we do a lot of improvement. You understand me? And we show a lot of progress in 2 years, but what happened here for 2 years? All that happened in 2 years is lose an atomic bomb on the way. They behave like the ISIS and the Talibans.
General Secretary of the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, Mr. C. Paul Narain, at the event noted that the impending closure of the estates is a product of poor economic management on the part of the government.
They said that, look, we have to close a few estates to make Gaisuku profitable. Well, I responded to them in the papers and I said, if you got to make Gaisuku profitable by putting 9,000 people out of job, what kind of economics you doing? It got to be the goat economics with the goat brains that you want to mine goat, because you already got a number of them already in the leadership of Gaisuku. And comrades, they said, look, the debt of Gaisuku is so high that they can't afford to pay it. And they're calling different numbers at different places because they themselves don't know. They are confused. They said that Gaisuku got 86 billion in debt. So I asked them, I said, well, we don't know them big number, break them down for we. Tell me where the debt is. But we read the accounts. They said 86 billion in debt. And then their account says that they got something called pension liability. Pension liability is something, if people turn pension, this is what you have to pay them. So in Gaisuku accounts, they got $33 billion as pension liability. You know what that means? It means that if God turned all the sugar workers into pension tomorrow, 33 billion will be enough to pay them for 41 years.
Former President of Guyana and General Secretary and Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Barata Jagdeo, attended the rally in solidarity with the sugar workers.
This rally, this meeting here, This show of solidarity against the closure of Rose Hall would have made a difference if we had a government that was sincere, if we had a government that genuinely wanted to create a future for sugar workers and the sugar industry. But this government is not motivated by an economic plan. They're not motivated by a study. They're not motivated even by the numbers, because you do not make critical decisions that will affect the lives of 17,000 people and cause 10,000 of them to lose their jobs based on 4 years of profit and loss statement for an industry of this nature. And that is what they're doing.
Mr. Jagdeo disclosed that despite the facade of the government, the decisions to close the sugar estates around the country were already made.
They decided long ago that they're going to close sugar. And so when the Commission of Inquiry that Canje spent $70 million decided that there should be no closure of any estate, Canje said it's not gospel, and 2 weeks later they closed Wales, repudiating their own study. And when they said they wanted to come to us with this white paper, whether it's white paper, state paper, or even scrap paper, and that they will consult with the PPP, long before they even presented that paper in the parliament, which they don't want to debate now, they made a decision. You recall at Enmore when I spoke recently, I read a letter that Harman signed to one Wesley Curtin who lives in Florida. And he said you can negotiate or make contact with any investor to sell Gaisuco in part or the whole of Gaisuco. Not just the ones they're closing, but the entire industry. And that was November 2016. So the whole charade, the scam about wanting to consult with people like they did on the 31st of December, they invited the PPP to talk and to make suggestions. They had already decided long ago. We said, do a feasibility study. We will, if you look at the feasibility study for sugar, you will see, if you look at the contribution that sugar makes to gross domestic product, the contribution to foreign currency earning and foreign currency stability, the taxes that sugar workers pay, the sum of money that they spend on drainage and irrigation, the linkages with other sectors in the communities, that the subsidy that we give now transitionally for a short period to sugar would be far less than the contribution of sugar to the economy. But they will not do that study, because if they do the study, it will disprove all that they are saying, that sugar is not profitable.
Bishop Juan Ejil acted in the capacity of chairperson at the rally. Shanice Beckles reporting for Channel 8 News.